for joining me for our Wild at Home session. My name is Tori, and I am the Outreach Educator for the Friends of the WNC Nature Center, which means that I am usually the traveling animal lady. Most of the time I am driving around Western North Carolina, bringing animal education programs to schools and libraries and all sorts of other facilities, bringing those programs to people who can't necessarily visit the Nature Center. But while the Nature Center is closed, I am bringing those animal education programs right to your homes. And today we are going to do our fourth round of Fact or Myth. So if you all have been following along with our Wild at Home series, you've played this game before. For those of you who have not, we're just going to vote on whether what I'm saying is a fact, which is something that's true, or a myth, which is something that's not true but a lot of people think is true. So to play at home, you can either make your own paddles or you can just vote up for fact and down for myth. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So our first animal statement is, all turtles can pull into their shells. All turtles can pull into their shells. So I'll give you just a moment to vote. Do you think that that's a fact or a myth? All right, our first animal statement, all turtles can pull into their shells, is a myth. So not all turtles can pull into their shells. Usually when I do this fact or myth, people always think of the sea turtle, which is true, the sea turtle does not pull into its shell. But there's a turtle that lives around here that also does not pull into its shell, and that is the snapping turtle. So snapping turtles don't pull into their shells. There just isn't enough shell on their belly for them to pull into. They have other ways of defending themselves. They have very, very long arms and legs and tails and necks. They can swim pretty fast, and they also are known for snapping. They've got a strong bite. So they have other ways to defend themselves other than hiding inside their shells. All right, our next animal statement, deer eat poison ivy. Deer eat poison ivy. Do you think that that is a fact or a myth? I'll give you just a second to vote. Our next animal statement, deer eat poison ivy, is a fact, and it is a fantastic fact. So deer can eat, white-tailed deer can eat over 600 different species of plants, which is incredible. And one of the many, many plants that they eat is poison ivy. So deer are really wonderful pest control specialists for those plants that we just don't want getting too close to us. So they do a very, very important job in the wild, eating poison ivy and also eating some invasive plants as well to make sure that they don't take over our natural area. So deer play a very important role in our ecosystem. I think we have time for one more fact or myth. So our final animal statement, daddy longlegs are venomous. Daddy longlegs are venomous. So again, do you think that that's a fact or a myth? That's going to be our final animal statement. And that final animal statement for this round of fact or myth is a myth. And it is one of the most common myths that I hear. This is very much an urban legend that daddy longlegs are very venomous, but because their mouths are so small they can't actually bite humans. It's not true. I'm not sure where this one got started. I'm not sure how it got started, but daddy longlegs have no venom glands whatsoever. They are completely non-venomous, and they're wonderful little animals to have around. All right, thank you so much everyone for joining me for our Wild at Home session. Thank you for playing along with Fact or Myth. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and I cannot wait to see you next week for our next segment. Bye!